What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the GTA $100 controversy type thing yet again. Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll continue to say it until this game comes out. The impact that this would have if it was $100 would be massive. I think it would be a massive net negative for the entire industry. I mean, as simple as this, and I've said this before, GTA 6 being $100 would still sell because GTA 6 at any price would sell. What it would do to the industry is to give it just a little bit of hope in the greed department and say, oh my God, well, we can make our games $100 too, because everything is about copying each other in the gaming industry. So everybody else would try it and you would blow the thing up so freaking fast it's not even funny. Now, maybe the industry does need to be reset. Maybe somebody does need to make just the dumbest decision on planet Earth to do that. But ultimately, I don't want to see it blown up, at least not right now. So I am near violently against it. It's going to be the price it's going to be, right? I personally am kind of on the fence of if it's actually going to be $100. I mean, I could see it pushing beyond 70, like maybe it's $80. We'll see. We'll see. But I want to talk about in this video, well, it's definitely along those lines. It also kind of has to do, I think, with some of these just GTA 6 post people just in general, because some of these people are just like the worst people in the world. So there's this post from GTA 6 Media. GTA 6 will be $100, and then you got this little meme that's going on. I won't buy GTA 6 for $100, and then you reveal the true culprit. My mom won't buy me GTA 6 if it's $100. That's hilarious. What a great joke. So not only you're doing two things in this post, you're implying that the people complaining about it are actually, I guess, hiding behind other people that would then buy it for them. You're even maybe like belittling them or labeling them as children. That's one thing that is somewhat doing. So that's really nice to do to your audience. But then the second thing that you're doing is actually shilling and saying, oh, it's actually completely okay that it would be 100. Now, I'm not shocked to see because, as I say, a lot of these GTA posts, whatever you want to call them, I don't even know, influencers or whatever, they look for the smallest things. They do a lot of clickbait posts, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter. Most of it, like 80% of it, I think is just pure garbage, and it's literally for engagement, and it works, by the way. However, it's actually two parts to it, right? It works for engagement. This post got 6.3 million views, but I don't think it got the reception that it was looking for, because you look at the responses, and I gotta say I'm very thankful for this. Most people, not everybody, but most people are massively against it, right? Whether it's calling this person out, which I did as well, or just saying, like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, right? And again, it goes back to that price thing. Is any game worth $100? Now, you can talk about the inflation. You can talk because there's valid points to be made. The thing is, like, when you look at the cost of games versus cost of game development versus the games themselves, yeah, we have been living in this like deal type economy for a long time. If it was going up how it should, quote unquote, go up, games would be US dollars, 120, 130 or more. Like, the prices have not risen to the degree that like everything else has gone up. That is true. But at the same time, we live in the world that we live in, and also, like, should they go up? See, I think you're kind of forgetting that part of it when you say things like that, as I just did. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to say, okay, but at the end of the day, we don't live in that world. We live in a world where the game prices haven't really gone up. And do we need to live in that world where, is it something that people actually tolerate? And I think the answer is overwhelmingly no. Now, actually, funny enough, there was another post, I think earlier today or yesterday, whenever you guys are watching this, I retweeted this as well from XQC. Now, I'm not a big XQC fan at all, but one of the things he was talking about is, well, people will shell out hundreds and hundreds of dollars on cosmetics every year and then complain about, $100 on GTA. Now, I'm not a fan of him just at all. I don't watch him or anything like that, but when I see stuff like that, there is a point to that that's right. People are willing to spend money on horse armor. If you go back to that, Diablo kind of controversy, people are willing to spend money on things that are kind of insane, at least to me. Now, everybody's different. Everybody plays games for different reasons, and we can get into a whole long discussion on that, but I don't want to do that in this video. People spend a lot of money in a lot of different places, and to some people it's valuable to do something like that. To other people it would be kind of laughed at, right? So again, there's a degree of truth there where it's like, well, people throw away hundreds of dollars on ultimate teams in sports games. How do you think those things are still around with the no progress they ever make from one year to the next? It's because the ultimate teams, they make billions of dollars a year. year, right? So of course they're going to keep making them. Those people are willing to do that, but then will they? Now here's the thing. Are they the same people that are complaining about $100? I don't know. In fact, I would honestly wager a bet that they're not the overwhelming majority of people that are actually complaining. I think we've talked about it a lot in terms of the gaming industry. It's just so many different factions. Like, you have people that buy the Maddens and CODs of the world and really nothing else. You know, the people that get GTA 6, a large amount of them, when you think about how many millions it's going to sell, really only get a couple games a year, if that. Maybe people that get GTA 6 or, eventually get it, only got Red Dead 2, maybe they got GTA 5, maybe they get a Madden every so often, maybe they play Fortnite or Apex. Like, it's a thing that's frustrating, but it's a thing you do have to remember is actually the case, where a large majority of gamers play like 12 games. And I mean, that breaks my heart, to think about. In fact, it's something I try not to think about, but it's the sick reality of the industry. So again, there's a lot to talk about. At the end of the day, I hate the idea of it being $100. Again, it goes back to the first 30 seconds of this video. If it's $100, you're going to send a message to the industry to copy it, which they absolutely will do, and the entire thing will fail. So granted, I do think it'll backfire, and I would, in an alternate timeline, want to watch that backfire, but I don't really want us to experiment, because at the end of the day, like, I want to get games, I want to play games, so if we have to go through this year or two of experimentation of other companies thinking that they can charge $80 or $90 per game, well, then now all of a sudden I can't get their games, because I'm not going to spend that amount of money, and most people will not spend that amount of money, and all those games will fail. See, the thing is, games already, certain games in certain genres and certain, AAA versus the rest, certain things struggle already, and they struggle selling $60 worth. They struggle selling $70 worth. So many people buy these games on sale 5 months later for half off, right? So you're going to raise the prices, and you're going to raise it to freaking $100. And again, there's so much different things to talk about, right? Then you have lunatics that are defending it, okay? Now, again, I think a lot of it's kind of just clickbait. They're just going along with it. Again, they're shilling. They want their free copy or whatever, and they're looking for engagement, which they definitely got, just, again, not in the way they thought. And then you have the XQCs of the world, who is kind of right, in that way. But again, I don't think they're the same people. I don't think the people that spend $500 on FIFA's Ultimate Team every year, I think some of them will get GTA 6, but I don't think they're the ones complaining about, well, if you do this, the rest of the industry is going to do this, and you're going to screw so many amazing games. Like, I'm a person that plays 30 to 40 new games a year. That is the vast minority of people. Almost nobody, I feel like, on planet Earth does that, and, it's because of, what I do and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, that's the situation, right? I think the people that are willing to, in my opinion, waste their money, now, they might not look at it like that, and that's fine. But in my opinion, I think it's crazy to spend hundreds on skins or hundreds on Ultimate Team or, whatever. But those, I don't know. I don't know if those are the same people, because they might buy 2 games a year, right? And they're just going to sink time and sink money into those games. Fine, they're living their life, and I can actually respect that. But I don't know if they're turning around and saying, oh, but you better not charge $100 for GTA. So weird timeline we're living in, to be honest with you. I don't like it. I honestly don't like any of it. I don't like that we live in a timeline where skins cost $40. I don't like the timeline that we're in, that I think sports games have been broken for 12 years because of Ultimate Team, which I think is just honestly a fact at this point. I don't like the world that we're already talking about. Well, we just raised it to 70. Now we might raise it to 80. And hey, maybe we should just take a shot at $100. Like, why are we living in this timeline, right? I just don't think it would work. At the end of the day, maybe we should try it just so it completely backfires. But again, I don't really want that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.